Hi, in this video I'm going to do an introduction to solving systems of linear equations by elimination. Okay, so in this question we're asked to solve this linear system by elimination. So we've got 3x plus 2y equals 19, and 5x take away 2y equals 5. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to number these equations so that I can refer to them. So here's the idea behind solving with elimination. If we have two equations that have the same solution, so they have the same x and y value that makes them both true, so if these are both true at the same time, then if we add the two equations together, or if we subtract them, like one from another, like if we do left side minus left side, and equals right side minus right side, or plus, depending, adding or subtracting, then the equation that we get is also going to be true. Okay, so that's the idea. So here's what we're looking for when we want to solve with elimination. If you look at the y values, the y coefficients on y here, we've got 2y in the green equation, number 1, and negative 2y in number 2. So if we added these two equations, we'd have 2y plus negative 2y equals 0y. So we'd only have x's in the resulting equation. And then we'd have a linear equation with just x's, and we could solve for x. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to add equation 1 plus equation 2. So when you do this, write them both out, even though we have them written out here, let's write them out again. So equation 1 is 3x plus 2y equals 19. And as you write them out, make sure that your x's and y's and constant terms and equal signs are all lined up. So here they all are already. So 5x goes right under the 3x, the negative 2y goes under the plus 2y, equals under the equals, and 5 under the 19. Okay. But if the variables happen to be written in a different order, then you just reorganize them there. Okay, so we're going to add these two things. There we go. So what we get when we do this is, well, we've got 3x plus 5x, so that's 8x. And then 2y plus negative 2y is 0y, which I'll get rid of on the next step, but I'm just writing that so you can sort of see what happened to the y in your notes. And this is equal to 24. Okay, so that means we've got 8x equals 24, and then we can divide by 8, and we have x equals 3. So this is excellent. I'm going to call that equation 3. So that's always the hardest, well, almost always, the hardest part when we're solving a linear system is to find the value of the first variable, whether that's x or y. But once you've got 1, it's usually pretty easy to find the next. So now that we've got that, we'll just go, as if we were solving with substitution, we'll substitute equation 3 into one of these. So again, write down what you're doing. Substitute 3 into... these look almost equally easy. I think I'm going to choose number 1, just because it doesn't have a negative sign in it, so it just slightly reduces the chance that I'll make a silly mistake. But you'll get the same answer, whichever one you do. So here we had 3x plus 2y equals 19. So that's 3, and my x value from equation 3 is 3. So there I've got 9 plus 2y equals 19. I'll subtract 9 from both sides. Got 2y equals 10, and then divide by 2, we have y equals 5. So there we go. So this is the solution, and I still have to check it. Let's see. So the solution is that xy equals, so my x value was 3, and my y value was 5. Right, and I just have to check here. So I'll do equation 1 first. So I'll have to do left side, right side on this. Don't write the whole equation down saying that 3x plus 2y equals 19, because what we're actually doing right now is just checking, does it equal 19? So the left side is 3x plus 2y, and stop right there. And then we'll substitute the values in. 3 times 3 plus 2 times 5. So that's 9 plus 10, that's 19. And then the right side, that one's easy, is 19. So these are equal. Left side equals right side. And then you can give yourself a celebratory check mark there. So for number 2, equation 2, my left side equals 5x minus 2y. And then stop there. Don't put equals 5 yet, because that's what we're checking. We're checking, is it going to be equal to 5? So it's 5 times 3 minus 2 times 5, which is 15, subtract 10, that's 5. And the right side is 5. So we've got that the left side equals the right side. Okay, so to solve by substitution, the easiest case is when we have one of the variables that has the same coefficient in both equations. So it can have the same coefficient with the same term, with the same sign, or with opposite signs. In this case, we had opposite signs. So then we're going to either add or subtract the equations to try to get rid of that term. So we're trying to get rid of the y's, get rid of one of the variables, or eliminate the variable. So because we have opposite signs here, if we add these two equations, we'll get 0y. So that's why we chose to add. If we had a similar equation where they had the same coefficient with the same sign, we would subtract the same equations. Subtract the two equations. So we add the equations here. That eliminates one of the variables, so then it's easy to solve for the other variable. And then we substitute that back into one of the original equations to find the value of the other variable. And then just remember always to check. Alright, good luck.